Welcome, welcome. I'm Marcy Billen, and I'm a real estate agent here in Norman, Oklahoma. And today we have a very special guest on our show. But before we do that, I want to remind you that down in the description of this video and most of my videos, you can go ahead and see a bunch of links that may help you if you are thinking about moving to Oklahoma. And also you can join our newsletter if you would like to. So like I said, I'm Marcy, and this is our weekly show on Oklahoma real estate adjacent. So I have a really special guest on today, like I said, and the reason he's special is because he's my husband. So I think most of you guys knew or understood that I was married, but most of the time, Hansom, which is my husband, is not on camera with me. So let's go see him. Let's go see what he looks like. His name's Hansom.
Hey everybody.
There he is.
Welcome.
So if you've worked with us before, you know Hansom really well. He tends to be the one out in the field doing stuff because I like to sit at home and work on content on my computer. We have a couple of comments. Oh, yes. Hey, Elisa. Yes.
Hey Lisa.
She says you are the most special guest.
I think it is good for me.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So one of the reasons I wanted to have Hansom on the show was because Hansom is Chinese American and Asian American, Chinese American, and being a minority in Oklahoma can be a very different experience from being anything else like white, like myself. So we want to hear his experience because he did not grow up completely in Oklahoma. He moved from somewhere else, and what school was like, what work has been like, what making friends has been like. So that's what questions I have. And you can also ask questions yourself, and I would really appreciate it if you did, because we talk all the time. Like, we don't need to talk more necessarily. Yeah. So you need to ask questions because this guy's super interesting. I mean, I married him. That's what I think, right? Let's get into it. All right, Hansom, can you tell us a little bit about your background and where you were born?
So I was born in New York City in 1980. Basically my mom a month came to America. A month later, I was born. So we had some family. My dad's sisters lived up in that area, so we moved there. And then when I was 2, we drove all the way to northern San Diego in a town called Escondido. So
okay, so yeah, your aunt lived already in New Jersey.
New Jersey and
Okay.
Queens.
In Queens, and you had an aunt in Queens. Okay, and I've met both of them.
Yeah.
They
one of my aunts, she dresses like a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Got the velour tracksuit and everything.
She's amazing.
So she's awesome.
She's full of fire and energy.
Yes.
Love her.
She's a great woman.
Yeah, she really is. Cool. And she owns a restaurant.
She did. She owned a restaurant and stuff. My dad worked there. And then when I was 2, we moved to a town called Escondido, which is in northern San Diego. And then my dad started a restaurant there.
Okay. So that was in 1982. 1982. Okay. And you don't remember living in New York at all?
No, not I mean, 2.
Right. But your first memories are in Escondido.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I remember.
Yeah.
Earliest. I'm getting up there now, so everything's kind of hazy.
Yeah, we can all figure out how old he is at this point. So did you spend a lot of time at the restaurant?
Yeah, so grew up in the restaurant, kind of was there, constantly. I was there pestering the customers and stuff like that. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of time at the restaurant.
Okay. So then Oklahoma, so that was in the 80s and early 90s. When did you move to Oklahoma?
95. So
1995.
Moved to Oklahoma. A month later, the bombing happened. So
okay.
It was definitely it's a culture shock of, obviously moving to Oklahoma. So a lot of my life when I was younger, I was the only Asian person in in the room still.
You mean in San Diego?
Yeah, even
Okay.
in San Diego. Like, I grew up elementary school. Like, I was the only Asian kid in class.
Okay.
Like, there was one time when there was another Vietnamese girl was in class, but other like majority of the time I was the only Asian.
Okay. And that was a little bit lonely.
It's just different. I mean,
Yeah.
It's just like, obviously, you have to adapt, right? Like, you have to like do my best to fit in. So, I mean, growing up with the name Handsome was not the funnest when I was younger. And also, like, I was, when you grow up, like, it's hard to understand, like, when you're younger, like, my parents are Chinese, like, they have that culture, but I'm surrounded by American culture, which is just different.
Yeah.
So it was hard to understand what was going on when you're that young. Because, like, obviously my parents, some of them, they didn't understand either, because they're just busy. They're busy working money through, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, just trying to run the restaurant. Well, like, I didn't understand, like, just like going to events and stuff like that. But like, there was people around that helped me, like, go to events and for kids and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. I had a question and then it left me. We have a comment. Let's answer that really quick. Elisa says, San Diego is a melting pot now, but probably was not as diverse back in the 80s.
Yeah, and there was a lot of, so San Marcos is where I went to elementary school, but I went to middle school in Escondido, and that's when I saw a little bit more diversity, but it was more Latino and then like Filipino and Vietnamese, like, so culturally, I've not really been around a lot of Chinese Americans, so Chinese culture.
What's it like to have a name like Handsome?
I mean, it was a pain in the ass at first.
Do you spell it a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
I tried. I probably should adopt another, because like everyone, I have to like repeat myself because nobody believes me that my name is Handsome.
Yes. I have to repeat it too whenever I'm saying like, yeah, you'll meet my husband. His name is Handsome. And then I take a beat and then let them process it. And then they like say something like handsome, or they'll say, oh, Hanson. Like, no.
Which the band's fine, but like when I was younger, I didn't mind it.
Right.
It's just like, yes, it's a name that's not common, that no one believes that they named their kid Hanson. So
I think it's a great name, but it's not common even in Chinese culture, for sure. Not common at all.
And my brother's name is Elson. So
right. The sum.
Yeah, the sum is the correlation.
Yeah. Okay. So 1995 moved to Oklahoma. Where did you move to in Oklahoma?
So I moved to Elk City, Oklahoma. Small town America, which it wasn't small. Yeah. Now that I'm older, it's not small town, but it's still a small town. So.
It was small compared to California. Yeah.
One of the funny stories is, like, when I moved, I was getting at the age in California, like hanging out with friends, like going to the mall and stuff. So I asked the cashier at the Homeland and city, like, is there a mall around here? And they pointed the direction of the Walmart.
Yeah.
We have a Walmart. So
yeah.
So that's when I kind of like figured out this is definitely going to be different.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't know, in Oklahoma, like if you grew up in a small town, which I did, Hansom did, which I think Elk City might have been bigger than Claremore at that point.
It's 10,000. I mean, still 10,000.
10,000, yeah. Claremore was like 15,000 when I was growing up. That's where I went to elementary school and high school. And yes, we would hang out at Walmart. It was like not like a shopping experience, more like that mall experience, like hanging out at the Walmart, which is what people call it, the Walmart. Not just Walmart.
For the people that are from Oklahoma, like one of the things that we did a lot was road tripping. So we would just drive around on dirt roads and hang out with friends.
What did you? Did you find stuff or like?
We would pull over and check stuff out and just but we just constantly drive. I mean, gas was 99 cents back there, so like
99 cents. Yeah, woo!
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
So, like, a lot of it was, you would, drive around, hang out with friends, maybe meet up at a spot and have, if there's several vehicles.
Yeah.
Like that. definitely Oklahoma style.
Yeah, Oklahoma style for sure. And this was like far western Oklahoma, so there's like it's just flat openness. Yeah,
It's prairie.
yeah. So when you first got to Oklahoma, the bombing happened really soon after that, and we're talking about the Oklahoma City bombing, of course. So what were your thoughts around that?
It's like it's just a big national, worldwide event that's really close.
Yeah.
So I mean, I remember, like after it happened, we were just watching it the second period, I think, just watching on the news. So.
Yeah, because how far was Elk City from Oklahoma City?
It's about 2 hours, so like we're like 100, probably 106, 120, 130 miles probably.
Yeah. Yeah, my hometown was the same distance, about 2 hours. So like we never heard the blast, but we, it was like, oh, Oklahoma City.
I mean, it's surreal,
Yeah.
Large, I think everyone that they see the face of the building, that's kind of like ingrained in people's, brain that that's what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So you first arrived. What grade were you in?
So I was in ninth grade.
Ninth grade, high school.
High school.
How big was your class? Do you know?
Graduating 123.
Okay, so pretty big. Yeah, because like in a lot of these small towns, all of the surrounding areas will go to that school.
It wasn't high school yet. It was still middle school.
It was still middle school? Okay. So what were some of those first days like were you the only Asian person in town?
Yeah, only Asian person. I mean, there was 2 Latino kids in my grade, which I, was friends with them. Yeah, I mean, it was tough at first. New Asian family in town, like people would prank call my parents, kind of harass them on that end. And then like, one day I showed up to my locker and there was a lot of racist stuff on my locker. So it wasn't a good start for me, but like all I knew what to do. And I didn't want to tell my parents about that because my mom's pretty feisty and she was like, she might have thought, and I didn't want I was trying to take the heat off me. So like, I did what I did best and like, would just make friends and just show people like I was cool, I guess. Like, I was able, I made a lot of, at the end of it all, like, I do appreciate the people that I've met in Elk City. There's some great people there that I still talk to from time to time. Yeah. And it's just part of my history, I think kids are kids. Kids can be mean when they're younger because they don't understand. But like, I mean, I think we all grow up and we kind of figure stuff out and know how to treat. Most people grow up and know how to treat other people like how we want to be treated. And respect is two-way street.
Yeah. So in terms of like Chinese culture, like being Chinese in town, like were there any?
So there was another restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, there was one other restaurant. So there was my parents and then another restaurant. So it was like we really didn't interact, and I guess they were the competition. So like there was no Asian culture, no Chinese culture.
Okay.
So like we would drive up to Oklahoma City for like the Chinese market.
Okay, so like a 2-hour drive.
2-hour drive, like it would be a day, like go to the Chinese market, and it's before like GPS, so like we don't know, like you have to look in the map, like figure out addresses and stuff like that. So it was
like a day.
Yeah, it's a day trip. Yeah.
Day trip. What else would you do in Oklahoma City?
Like eat food and like eat Chinese food. One of the places is some people would know Grand House. It's been here for a long time, so
yeah, it's in the Asian district in Oklahoma City. Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, there wasn't. I mean, culturally, there wasn't. Like it was definitely like a treat to go to Oklahoma City to get, dim sum or something like that, or get dinner, and we might, go to the market, get groceries, and then head back.
Right. If you guys don't know what dim sum is, we eat dim sum all the time, but it's like Hong Kong style brunch, and they usually bring a cart around with all the different food on it. It's really best in like large groups because then you get to try a bunch of stuff. Elisa said, "What's your favorite Chinese restaurant in Oklahoma City?"
So like we've been eating a lot at Golden Phoenix.
Yes, we eat a lot at Golden Phoenix.
My dad liked it. Like there's plenty, like Dot Woe is good. That's on South Oklahoma City. if you want Cantonese style, chow is off of May and like 33rd or something around there.
Yeah.
And then Szechuan Bistro up on Memorial is good too. That's, if you want the spicy stuff. So.
I do like Szechuan Bistro a lot.
So like that was good. It's really definitely good. So it's like it's a far drive to those other 3 spots.
Yes.
That was South Oklahoma City, 89, 104th and 10.
Yes, and the best bubble tea spot is
next door. And
next door.
There's a Chinese market there.
Yes, there is a Chinese market. Well, it's an international market. They have more than just Chinese.
Yeah, it's maybe, I mean, Asian market.
They have even a bakery and stuff in there.
Yeah, they have a bakery.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So when you obviously live in Norman now because we live together because we're married. When did you move to Norman?
I moved to Norman in 2000. So transferred, like I was going to SWASU before that in Weatherford and then transferred up here.
Explain what SWASU is.
So Southwestern Oklahoma State University, Weatherford, Oklahoma. It's about 45 minutes east of Elk City.
Yeah.
It's where I was doing some undergrad stuff and then came up here to finish out.
So then what year did you say that you moved up here?
2000.
2000.
The fall of 2000, the year after they won the championship.
Football. I have to clarify. Okay, so you were technically what, a sophomore or junior?
Yeah, I just.
Did you live in the dorms?
So I lived in the dorms that year. It was because I didn't live in the dorms in Weatherford.
Okay.
So I wanted that dorm experience. So
yes.
I lived in the dorms as an older person, and definitely met some friends. So like, meeting. So in Weatherford, it still wasn't very. There were some Asian people, but like not very many. But when I moved finally to Norman, there was a lot more Asian people, like Vietnamese, Chinese, that I met, and that's where I kind of it was exciting to me to like there's other people like here,
Right. Yeah. No, I get that question a lot about the Oklahoma City Metro, like, what's the Asian population like? Because we do work with a lot of Asian clients, and we have a large Vietnamese population. Yeah. So I looked up the numbers, and there are 25,000 Vietnamese that live in Oklahoma, and I think the majority of those are living in Oklahoma City. So after the Vietnam War, the city itself, we saw that there was so many people that didn't have a place to go and wanted to come to America, especially South Vietnamese, and a lot of them moved to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, definitely made a lot of Vietnamese friends by moving up here. My Chinese, I do have some Chinese friends, but they are not as many as probably Vietnamese.
Yeah. Because there was just not as big of a reason for Chinese to come.
It's not a big Vietnamese culture. Now, Edmonds, there is a Taiwanese culture.
Yes.
Culture up there. So a lot of Taiwanese are up there.
Yeah, there are a lot of Taiwanese, and technically you're kind of Taiwanese.
My mom, she moved there at a very young age. So, and I love the country. So.
Yeah, we love Taiwan. We got engaged in Taiwan. Yeah, I love it. If you guys haven't been, you got to go.
Yeah, it's
so amazing.
It's affordable, and it's like it's easy as an American, English speaking American. You can get around. Google Maps works perfectly, all that stuff. Subway.
It's so good.
Subway's easy. Like
food's so much hiking. If you like hiking, it's the place. So, do you speak Chinese? Someone asked.
Very little bit.
Yeah.
So like we go to Taiwan, it's me, Marcy, and my brother. Like I am the guy, and I managed to get us through everything. Like I believe I'm probably speaking at a first to third grade level. Speaking in fragments and not complete sentences.
Well, and your parents really don't speak Mandarin together.
No. So our family speaks Chinese at home, which I know more of that, but that's kind of
almost a dead language.
Yeah, it's a regional language where in Taiwan, or most places in China speak Mandarin. So.
Yeah, because your family's from Shanghai, like even your mom.
Yeah, my mom's really like my grandfather, grandparents, both sides of.
So Elisa said that her son took Mandarin in school.
She probably regretted it. It's hard.
It is hard.
I took Chinese
at OU.
At OU, two years of it. Like the speaking was easier for me, but the reading and writing was really hard.
Yeah, I haven't done that type of language, like, because I did Arabic and it has an actual alphabet. It's not, it's different. So, I mean, it's still hard, but yeah. Okay. Nice. Yes, very hard. So you made a lot of friends at OU, and then is that what made you decide to stay?
I mean, I just never thought of leaving. I mean, and I was telling someone today, like have the spirit of taking a leap and like go somewhere, because I was always, you're comfortable, not moving, just trying to build your life, or like maybe I wouldn't have married you if I would have moved off to a, different state or different country. So
yes, you wouldn't have married me.
Like the thought never occurred to me to like tonight a buddy that moved to New York because he went to NYU,
Yes.
Somebody went back to Korea, stuff like that. Oh yeah, there is a Korean.
Yeah.
There's a small Korean population here too. So
yeah, the Korean.
I got a lot of Korean friends.
Yeah, it's because there's a base in Korea and there's a base here, so Air Force Base. So it makes sense. Yeah, and we've been around the base in Korea as well. So yeah, super interesting. Okay. So were there any groups that you were involved in?
I mean, there was like ASA,
okay,
like stuff like that. Like
Asian Student Association.
CSA. I mean, it just like I just kind of hung out with. I mean, I'm the guy that kind of can hang out.
Yes, you're very good at that.
So I would just hang out with different groups and show up. And, I could interject myself into different sets of people.
Yeah, you're super chatty.
Yeah.
He talks a lot.
He talks a lot.
That's what I'm saying. He definitely talks a lot. Okay, so career path. What did you major in college? What was your career path after that?
So I majored in microbiology. Then I moved on to getting a degree in medical technology, which is basically I tested your blood work whenever you went to the doctor.
Yeah. Why did you choose that?
I mean, I wasn't a very structured person, and I was having struggles with getting a job within my degree because like everybody they expect you to go to master's or or PhD or like doctor route, and I never envisioned myself being a doctor, stuff like that, or a dentist. So like a friend of mine mentioned that he was talking to some people in the lab, and I do like that type of stuff. So I am kind of a science nerd a little bit. So kind of, but if I would make it change my route, I think radiology would be the best route to go.
Radiology
in the medical field. So,
yeah. Okay. Never even thought about the medical field.
Yeah. So I knew I was going to do something science.
Okay.
That's kind of like, and like I said, my parents, because they're not educated, with college degrees, they just kind of let me do my thing about picking what,
Yeah. Okay. So then now you're a realtor and you work for me.
Yeah, I work for you. Yeah. Wonderful.
What was it like moving from the medical field to real estate?
I mean, it was interesting, I mean, like I said, I tried it before I went to the lab. I tried real estate in 2008 and wasn't successful because I didn't have you to boss me around. So
And bossy.
It was hard at first. I mean, obviously, because your paycheck is gone, but
yes, it was hard.
Your steady paycheck, like you would have to we definitely had a lot of learning in our real estate career, like how to manage all this. Cause like it is feast or famine. So if you're having famine, it's stressful sometimes.
Yeah, it's stressful. Yes. Talk a little bit about Chinese traditions and holidays here.
I mean, one of the big Chinese New Year is always like So I lived in California, we lived in San Diego area, and my uncle and then moved to LA. So like
Yeah.
Just like how we traveled 2 hours from Elk City to Oklahoma City, we would travel from Escondido to LA and
Hmm.
like have banquets and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
large family style gatherings and stuff like that. So,
What goes on at a banquet?
so banquet just like usually like 10 people at a table. You have multiple tables and they just force feed you a bunch of food.
Literally force
Yeah.
feeding.
So like
It's
just
incredible.
a lot of dishes. Typically you have a round table with a lazy Susan, so you spin it around and kind of grab food as you go. So it was definitely like, and then as a kid you would get money.
Yes.
Like lucky money. So
Lucky money.
That was always fun.
Right. So what are some of the best places to have that banquet style meal here in Oklahoma City? We don't really have this in Norman, so we have to go to Oklahoma City.
Yeah. So Golden Phoenix, that's why we go there a lot. They have banquet style.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Child's have banquet style.
Yeah.
They all the restaurants have banquet style.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do it.
We just have like certain things that we order at certain places.
Yeah, so just like any restaurant here, like there's certain foods that they're good at. Certain restaurants are better at.
Yes.
So you would go there.
Because the menus are huge at every single restaurant. Like that, it's insane. Like how big the menus are.
The Chinese American menu is different than the Chinese menu.
Yes. How is it different?
I mean, just most Caucasian Americans are not going to eat like intestine.
I don't eat intestine. That's
so,
very
stuff,
true.
Stuff like that. A lot more tofu dishes, I would say. It's different style. American palate is if you're not used to Chinese food, they like the sweet and sour, the sesame chicken, stuff like that. The base like mixed vegetables with some pork or beef or stuff like that. Where you have like deep fried tofu that some people don't like, but like it's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's a lot of different because it's like the American stuff is a very like a transformation of original Chinese style.
Right.
So we do have like sweet and sour pork, but it's different than what you see at American Chinese sweet and sour pork.
Right. Are they two separate menus?
Yeah, two separate menus. So
yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't know that they're actually two completely separate menus.
Like they would be shocked if Marcy was there by herself and she ordered it. She would want the Chinese menu,
which I have done, and yes, they are shocked. But honestly, I don't ever really need the menu at any of the places we go. I just order what I know, and usually I'm with Hansom and he orders for me. But that's the only time, because when we go out for Indian food, I order because I like Indian food. Yeah. How were American holidays celebrated in your household or within the community, especially here in Oklahoma?
I mean, so like my parents moved off in '99 to Florida. So I recently just moved back in '19. So like there was a period that long period of 20 years I was out here on my own.
Mm-hmm. So you were with friends?
Yeah, it was like with friends during like Chinese New Year stuff like that. Like Jeffrey and Stephanie, love them to death. They had me over a lot of times. So we would have that. But it's they're all the same. I mean, holidays are holidays.
They are. Yeah, they're
just
different food, different traditions, like that.
Holidays, like fellowship and just families, having a good time with friends and family. That's what holidays are.
Yeah.
That's why I like hanging out with Marcy's family on holidays.
Yeah, he does like my family.
They act like
they do. They like you. How do you feel like the perception of Asian people in Oklahoma has changed over the years?
Well, just all I can say for Norman, because that's where I've been. Is that Norman with the university, like you can see Asian people. Like,
yes, lots and lots. Yeah.
Or like Elk City, like even Weatherford didn't see him. Didn't see it very, very few. So.
Yeah, we didn't have any in Claremore.
But,
yeah.
So I see a lot more, people just as I'm running through town. But like the majority of the time, I'm the only Asian in the room. So
yeah.
So it's still like not like populated, but recently I went to LA, and my uncle lives in a part of LA where it's all Chinese people. So
Mhm.
like it was an adjustment for me just because I wasn't the only
Right.
Chinese person here.
Right. How do you feel like it is for us, you being Chinese and me being white here?
I mean, I think people sometimes they don't think we're married.
Right. Many times they don't think we're married. Yeah.
So we are an interracial couple that's not common
Hmm.
here. So, but
it's more common in Norman.
Yeah,
Yeah, more common.
I fit in everywhere.
Me too.
Not good to me.
Are you sure? Have you noticed any significant shifts over the past 24 years that you've been in Norman?
Chinese people, or
in like the community itself or their perception of you as a Chinese person?
I mean, I think having a university, like the people are used to like the diversity aspect of everything. Different, you get still a lot of different grad students coming in, different PhDs that are from all different cultures. So, yeah, I mean, I think it'll continue to grow like that,
Right.
But also, like, especially in Oklahoma, I'll always be a minority.
Yeah.
But like, it's weird because I do feel like I'm white in a way. I mean, like I'm part. I feel like I'm part of the majority. Like I'm just part. I mean, there's been very few Asians that I've seen. I've come across like at real estate events. Stuff events in Norman, stuff events in Oklahoma City. I'm still only Asian.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I know. Albert says hello. I don't know that you've been on before, Albert. So
hello,
welcome.
Albert. Thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you so much for joining. If it cut out just for a second while ago, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm not really sure if the sound went away or not because I think my computer got tired. So welcome back. We are back. If you didn't hear what Hansom was saying, he's just saying that like there are a lot of minorities here in Oklahoma, and it's basically a small place. So it sometimes feels like there's not a great representation of everyone. And we feel like I felt that, growing up in a small town. He felt that growing up in a small town. Now I live in Norman where there's 130,000 people, and it's a little bit better, but it's not going to be LA. And I doubt it's ever going to be that.
For me, like, I won't fit in China or Taiwan, fully in Taiwan because like I'm American. And if I'm around all Chinese people, like I think I would be uncomfortable because I'm not used to that, And like I said, I'm American. I'm American.
Yes.
And that's so
if you guys know the term ABC, that's what American born Chinese.
Banana. The yellow on the outside, white on the inside.
Yes.
And like I didn't until we talked about it, when we were married. Like I didn't realize that was going on with me and my brother. We're like we have culture from Chinese, but we have culture from American, and we have culture of both. Yeah. Cultures melding together. You have the culture of your households, which is different even from other American Chinese households. And that it makes it really tough. And like it's the same for me. Like my culture in my house was different than other people's, but my parents weren't from a different country. And that makes a huge difference. Yeah. I mean, America is still the land of immigrants. And it shapes everything. But
I think one of the main surprises that people have whenever you open your mouth is your accent.
I have an Oklahoma accent for sure.
Yes, Oklahoma accent. It is funny watching people's reactions whenever they haven't spoken to him before, and this Okie accent pops out of his mouth. So it's quite interesting. So how do you see the future of Oklahoma as we move forward, especially Oklahoma City, where there's like a lot of booming economic development? Like they're gonna build the crazy tall tower, which we're like, we talk about it almost every time we drive by downtown Oklahoma City.
I mean, I believe that people don't realize we're still underpopulated in Oklahoma.
Yes, super underpopulated. Yeah.
I recently learned that Dallas is 8 million people.
Yes.
Around there.
Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Yeah.
But like Oklahoma is 4 million of the state.
Yeah, entirely.
So like Oklahoma City is like 1.2, 1 point, something like that.
It's 1 million.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City suburbs too, because Oklahoma City itself is 700,000.
So like, I feel like we are going to continue to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think people need to understand that. And as you grow, to me, income, there's opportunities for the state to grow, hopefully, and like businesses to grow, like all that. There's an opportunity to grow. Now, I don't want it to get crowded because we just see different cities and sometimes they're not fun.
Sure.
A lot of traffic.
I think it's all in how you design them.
Yeah. I think we're the land of cars. But
yes, not big.
Yeah, we're not.
We wish it were more walkable.
Yeah, to me it would be awesome because that's why I love Taiwan is that we can take subway buses everywhere.
Yeah,
it's convenient.
It's amazing, and you just feel less stressed.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah. Because driving is super stressful and dangerous.
Well, and especially, some of sitting at a red light and had a car accident and just like, I am skittish now, like,
yes,
people driving.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't control people.
Mm-hmm.
And they could not be paying attention on their phone and hit you head on.
Well, he stopped at a stoplight.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Elisa says that San Diego County is now over 3 million people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because LA itself is 4 million, I believe, which is the population of Oklahoma. Yeah.
And a small area.
Yeah. And
Oklahoma City is big.
Oklahoma City is big in terms of land mass. Yeah. It's like I tell people a lot, you can have an Oklahoma City address and not be on city water. You can be on well water, and you can have a private septic system, like things like this. And I explaining that because it's multiple counties and multiple school districts. So if you want to live in Oklahoma City, then I ask, well, what type of lifestyle do you want? So
one thing with Oklahoma, I truly believe you can borrow a cup of sugar from your neighbor.
Yeah, people are super nice.
Like, it's super nice. Now,
not from everyone.
Yeah, but most people, but like we do have passive aggressiveness in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but you can tell. You can learn it pretty quickly.
Because other places like New York is straightforward.
Oh, yeah.
People are straightforward.
Yeah.
Like they'll tell you off and still help you situation.
Right.
So, but like here, like most people, you would borrow the cup of sugar, then you would return with some cookies or with the product that you use the sugar for.
Correct.
This
is what he's just wishing for. This he's wishing for cookies to be sent to his house. I don't make them.
Yeah, they don't make cakes either.
Not right now. Busy. Albert says that he visited Oklahoma City in August of 2022 to visit his aunt and cousins, but they live in Midwest City.
Okay.
She has a second home there and permanently lives in Connecticut.
Nice. Midwest City, great Korean food.
Great Korean food, yes.
I have a little, it's a Korean market with a restaurant inside of it. Whenever I'm working out that way, I try to stop it as much as possible.
Hawaiian barbecue.
Hawaiian barbecue.
It's Korean, but it's called Hawaiian barbecue. It's very good.
It's good.
And they know him.
Yeah. They know me, like, they know my mom. I'll bring my mom on work stuff.
It's really good. Hawaiian barbecue. Make the note, guys. Definitely a hole in the wall. You have to walk through the market in order to get to it.
And they close at 6
p.m.
Mm-hmm.
That's early.
They do lunch to 6.
Lunch to 6.
Yeah, like 10:30 to 6.
Okay.
Every day except Sunday and Monday.
Nice. I get bibimbap there. It's my favorite. Anything else you want to share about your experience in Oklahoma?
I mean, I love it. I mean, I don't plan on moving from Norman. We built a beautiful house.
In a business.
Yeah. And friendships and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. You know, I got a lot. You know, if I were to move from Norman, I think it would be out of state. But like, I don't have any plans right now of moving out of state.
Right. But we like to travel.
Yeah. So, I mean, Oklahoma's good, man. It's fun. You know, great people. I've made great relationships.
Yeah, the community is there, and
there's a lot of stuff too.
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing with people. Like they're like, oh, if you go to Oklahoma, there's nothing to do. Like we have
everything.
Yeah,
we have it all.
Broadway. We have basketball, football.
We have a great basketball team. Yeah,
all that stuff. It's just like if you want to go out like on a Thursday or Wednesday night all the time, like that's probably not gonna happen here.
No.
But, like if you pick and choose like your outings, there's a lot of stuff to do here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like there's some nature, some nature around here. It's different than anywhere else in the country. We're building a museum. We have a Native American museum here, and they're building a resort.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. They're having Olympics for canoeing here. So like we have a lot of stuff here, and it's worth if you're trying to get somewhere, it's worth checking this place out.
Yeah, I agree. What was I gonna say?
And the food is getting better.
Yeah,
like the food scene is getting a lot better.
Yeah, I think one of the struggles that people have is the dating scene.
That's hard.
It's hard. People here, they get married very young, and not everyone, but it's pretty common. So you were 35 whenever we got married, and I was 27. Yeah.
I mean, if the divorce happens, more likely there's a child involved.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, I mean, it's very like, and it's, I mean, totally different from what I hear now.
Who knows now? We have each other, so we don't need any of that crap. Yolanda says, we found a really nice market, Chinatown supermarket in Oklahoma City. It has so much stuff. Chinatown has a lot of stuff.
It's packed and like, next time go to around the corner is Cowan. So Super Cowan.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah, if Chinatown Market's right next to Golden Phoenix.
Yeah, they're connected. What's the manager? What's his name of Golden Phoenix? Daniel. Yeah, he's a cute guy. He did such a good job whenever we had our celebration for Chinese New Year. Awesome. I think we're good. Thank you so much for joining me on camera.
Thanks for joining, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you so much for asking your questions. And if you have any more, just leave them in the comments and we will talk to you soon.